Hey everybody, it's Jen back again with another beading video. This time it's a little bit different. This is a bracelet that I designed, came up with, and had some positive responses to people wanting to know how to make it. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to do it. What you'll need for this bracelet is 10 pego beads, and these are unusual. They are pentagonal, and they have two holes down through the center. There we go. So when I'm doing this, I'll refer to the holes on the flat side or the pointed side. Okay? So those are pego beads. You'll also need 18 3-hole beams. These are definitely important. And then you'll need about 50 either super excuse me, got a little cold. Either super duos or mini duos. And then some 11O beads. These are delicas. They are color number 251. So I don't know how much you can see with my camera, but the delicas, the beams, and the super duos are all in the same color family, but they're not the same color. And that's the same thing that I did here. You can't see it very well when you're looking at it like this, but when you're in person, you can see that the beams are a darker blue than the super duos, and then of course the 11Os are a different color also. On this one, I used matte, I want to say suede blue was the super duos, and it was matte dark blue for the beams with a navy 11O and then a etched gold pego pentagonal bead. So for the record, I'm going to be referring to the five-sided beads as pego beads because that's what they're called. PEGO. All right. So to get us started, we're going to need one pego bead. I'm going to adjust my focus so that it's closer up. Oh, yeah, you'll probably want some beading thread. I'm using Berkeley Nanofill, which is very similar to Firelane, and a size 11 or size 12 beading needle. Okay, so go down through your pego bead first, then grab 9 11Os. And you're gonna pull that all the way through. Excuse me, until you have just a little bit of a tail. Actually, I did that backwards, didn't I? I did. Scratch that, reverse it. Sorry. You would think after doing this 3 or 4 times, in order to get the pattern right, I would know how to do it, but sometimes getting started, you forget. All right. So string 9 11 O's and then put through one side of the pego bead from the top, the pointy part, to the flat side. Make sure you leave yourself enough of a tail to tie a knot. I like to keep my knots close. You do whatever feels right for you. Okay. All right. So you want, excuse me, it should hug the side of your, and then you're going to go back up through the pego bead. So you're just reversing what you just did. And that pulls your tail inside the pego bead so that it's nice and hidden. And then work your thread through the outside edge all the way around to the bottom of your pego bead. So let's just keep this simple. The pointy bit is the top of the pego bead. The flat part is the bottom. Okay, so I've got it bottom up. I'm going to add 3 more 11 O's and go through the other hole coming up. All right, so that's our first part. Now we're going to grab our first bar up through, we're going to refer to these holes as left, center, right. So we're going to go through the left hole of the bar, pulling it tightly to the pego bead so you can hold it with your hand and you're going to have your working thread free. Grab 2 11 O's and go down through the center hole of the beam. All right, now you're going to grab another beam, just to, but before you change over, you're going to grab, making sure my brain is right. Yep, grab 3 11 O's and a superduo. So you've got 3 11 O's and a superduo on your strand. You're going to line up the right hole of the bead that you've attached to your pego with the left hole of your next bar bead. So it's like making a little stair. And you're going to step down. Okay? So you're going to go, now that you've got that lined up, you're going to push your needle through. Okay, now grab 2 more 11 O's and go back through the center hole, through your 11 O's and the super duo that you added in the previous step. All right, now grabbing two 11 O's and going up into the center of the the beam bead that you added, grabbing three 11 O's and another super duo. Sorry, didn't mean to jostle the camera. Now we're going to go back through the overlapping holes down through the middle there. And then we're going to feed our needle through the two 11 O's that we added in our loop down here. Okay, now grab the super duo and two more 11 O's, and we're going to go up through the beam. So now we're going to grab another pego bead and we're going to turn it upside down so that the top is pointing towards you. And you're going to go through the hole on the left side. Excuse me. Okay, grab three more 11 O's and then you're going to step up through the other side of the pego bead. Now we're going to add a beam. We're going to grab a super duo, two 11 O's, and a super duo. And we're going to go back down and just retrace our thread path. So you may have to do this a little at a time, going down through the beam, going down through the pego, and through the 11 O's on the bottom of the pego. And then coming up the other side of the pego and through just the hole in the beam, the left hole in the beam. Okay, so now that you've done that, you have your first element added. So it's going to be a lot of repetition from here, but that's okay. We're beaters, we're used to it. So this situation where you only have one super duo on a side is only going to happen at either end of your bracelet. Everywhere else, you're going to have three super duos from the center of one pego bead to the center of the next pego bead. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and walk you through the next steps. Grab two 11 O's, go through the center of your beam, grab 3 11-ohs and a super duo, and then grab another beam, and this time we're stepping up and we're overlapping the left hole of one beam with the right hole of the beam below, and we're going down through and grab 2 super duos, or not super duos, 11-ohs. Blah. And a super duo. That's right. 2 11-ohs and a super duo. And then we're going to go up through the 3 11-ohs and the super duo that we just added. Excuse me. Ramming our 2 11-ohs, going down through the center of the beam, 3 11-ohs, and a super duo. And then going back through where it overlaps. Well, if it will let me. There we go. Sometimes you have to be patient. This is definitely an intermediate bracelet. All right, going through the 2 11-ohs from the previous stitch. Adding a super duo and 2 11-ohs. Now, as you can see, we're at the end of a bar, so we're about to add another pego. This time we're going to make sure it faces with the top away from you. And go down through the beam and the pego. Grab 3 11-ohs, coming back up the other side, grabbing a beam, super duo, 2 11-ohs, and a super duo. And I'm going to go ahead and pull it tight before I do anything else. And remember, I just did beams, super duo, 2 11-ohs, and a super duo. I'm going to go down through the beam that I previously added, back through the pego, basically reinforcing my thread path. This basically does 2 things. Number 1, it strengthens the bracelet, and number 2, it is a very convenient way to get that center super duo to 11-oh super duo combination. Okay? Now don't be concerned that this is all loosey-goosey. When we string our outside edge, it will all tighten up. Okay? But for now, it's going to be a little free-flowing. So the rest of this is just repetition. I'm not going to talk you through, but I will show it to you. Okay, so this is about the halfway mark. I thought you might like to see what it's looking like so far. Give you an idea of what you should be aiming for. So we're just going to keep doing this until we get to the very end. So I'm going to stop until it comes time to do this last piece to the end pego, and then I'll resume, okay? Okay. Sorry, we're back. I am about to add the last bar and the last pego. So I wanted you to see how it works when you're going the other direction. The beginning part is just the same as all the others, where you grab the three 11 O's in the super duo, overlap your beams, go through 2 11 O's, go back down through the center of the previous beam, go up through the 11 O's in the super duo that you already added. There we go. Didn't want to let me in there. Sometimes it is possible to pull things too tightly. Okay, grab 2 11 O's, go down through 3 11 O's and super duo. Now, you're done with the super duos because remember how we did on this side where there's just the one super duo leading to the pego? We're going to do the same thing on this side where it's got the one at the far end of our beam. So, since we don't need any more super duos, I'm going to take them off. Better to have too many than not enough. Okay, so we ready to add 2 more 11 O's and go down through so you're going to line up your pego. Okay, 3, go down through the bottom. And this is where we're going to go around the outside. Remember we did 9 to start. We're going to do 9 again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 there. We're going to go down and around. Okay. Now we're going to go through the 9 we just added and the 3 from the bottom. And this is where we're going to start adding our 11 O edge. So I can already tell I probably don't have enough thread to go all the way around my bracelet. So rather than wait until I get to the end, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit only about a foot or so. So you might need a total of a yard and a half of thread. You can go with 2 yards to be on the safe side if you really need to. And this makes a 7-inch bracelet without the clasp. So tying in my thread. And this is where my little thread line cutter comes in handy really well. I don't know how well you can see this. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Or change the focus. There we go. Alright, so you take your little thread burner, melt the end of the thread just a little on both sides of the knot you just tied. Then you pull it tight and you've just added onto your thread. Okay. And as long as you don't yank your thread, you should be good to thread even with the knot. Alright, so this is where we have to be careful because your pego bead can turn around. So we're coming out of the bottom. We should be coming out of the bottom going towards a close super duo, not the far super duo. Okay? So adding 3 11-ohs, going through a super duo. And then we're going to add 2 11-ohs twice. Well, we're going to add 2 11-ohs, go through a super duo twice. There we go. And I would go ahead and pull it all in. Now we're going to add 3 more 11-ohs so that you have a little arch going in. And now we're going to do and go through super duo. And now we're going to string 2, go through super duo. String 2. Excuse me. Go through a super duo. Careful of your thread. You don't want to make a loop around. And then string 3. And go through the next set of 3 bottom of the pego bead. Now again, this is a lot of repetition. I will walk you through it one more time, and then I'm going to just be quiet and go around. So, string 3, go through the first super duo. String 2, go through super duo. String 2, go through super duo. And go ahead and pull it down. Not get too much slack that you're dealing with. Now string 3, go through a super duo, string 2, go through a super duo, string 2, go through a super duo, and now we're about to the next pego bead, so we're going to string 3. And go ahead and go through the 3 beads at the bottom of the pego bead. Okay, and then pull it to where you get a straight line basically. So if you can, there we go. So we have 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. So I'm going to go quiet until I get to looping around and then I'll come back. Okay, so we're about to go to the end where there's just one super duo. So since this one is different, let me walk you through it. String 3, go through the super duo. String 4, go through the very last 11-0 bead. I would pull that tight before you do anything else. Okay. And then string 5. And we're going to go around. Now, these edges where they've got 5 beads on the face of your on the edge of your pego is where your clasp is going to go. So there we go. I'm going to go ahead and attach one of the parts of the clasp just to make my life a little easier. So All right, that should work. All right, I just strung 4, and I'm going through now. You're going to loop around and go back through 1 bead and string 3 more. I used to tie knots when I would attach. That was to secure things, but I feel comfortable now just looping it around. Okay, get it centered. And then we're going to retrace our steps. Always a good idea when you're adding your clasp to do it at least twice, if not 3 times. Okay, hang on. Got a knot. Of course, it would happen to be right where my joining is. Haha. There we go. Hmm. All right. I think twice is enough. I'm going to come back through that loop of 5 that we have been working with for the face of our and step through the remaining beads at the bottom of the pego. And now we're ready to start the other side of our bracelet. Now here's where you have to be careful, because you're still going to do the 3, go through super duo, 2, go through super duo, 2, go through super duo. If you'll hold your pego bead close in, you shouldn't encounter any problems with it sliding right into place. Okay, now continuing on as we have been with 3 11-ohs. Go through super duo, string 2, go through super duo, string 2, go through super duo, and string 3, and then go through the 3 beads at the bottom of the next pego bead. So we're basically repeating everything we just did on the opposite side to this side. So I'll go ahead and go quiet again. You can just watch. Okay, we're almost at the end. So we're going to string 3, go through the super duo, string 4, go through the very last 11-0, and then string 5. We're going to connect to our, and again, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to attach the other half of my clasp. Okay. So you do you, but what I like to do is kind of see, oh wow, I don't need hardly any slack at all. So I just need enough that toggle can toggle. So 3 should be plenty, I think. Better make it 5 to be on the safe side. So How to know when your toggle can toggle. Take the number of beads that you're planning on using. Oh, hang on 2 seconds. Let's zoom in. Alright, so we're going to take the number of beads that we're planning on using. This is the middle of your toggle. Your number of beads need to be long enough that goes from the edge of your toggle to the center of your toggle. Anything less than that, and your toggle won't really work as a fastener. Okay? So once you've figured out how much slack you need, the rest is just a question of, do you have enough beads for your toggle to toggle? Which sounds weird, but so I'm going back down through 5 and adding 2 more because it needs to attach to the other side of my set of 5. Looping around. And then just from my personal preference, since I know I don't need a whole lot of space, I'm going to go ahead and reinforce just the base of where my toggle is attaching into. Alright, now I'm going to go through 3 beads. Once you come out, you want to make sure you're on the side that has the 6 beads, not the side that has the 1 bead. Tie a little knot. Cut your thread. I have just a little bit of extra there. I don't know if you can see it. So I deal with this by burning it off. So I'm going to do that off camera because it's too bright for the camera. And see now, I mean, if you're looking for it, you might see it, but other than that, you won't notice it. Okay, and so there Let me pull the camera back out. Trying out the new bracelet, making sure, making sure my toggle toggles. And there we go. It is complete. So, I hope that you liked this tutorial. I think I'm going to call this um, footstone path because these kind of look like, or stepping stone. There we go, stepping stones. Stepping stone path because these kind of look like stepping stones to me. So I hope that you enjoyed this and that if there's any other things that I have designed, you're welcome to make them for yourself. You're welcome to sell what you make. Just do not sell the pattern and make sure to give me, Jennifer Ernest Brown, credit for the pattern. Okay? Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.